welcome back to my channel where I document my art process. We're gonna get right in with the colored pencil layering over the watercolor like we saw in the end of the last video. So right here I am putting in this line of greenery that was attached to the wall, stringed up. And with greenery, a lot of the times what I will do is I would just layer different shades of green to kind of create the illusion of many different leaves. That's what a lot of people will do to create that illusion instead of mapping out each individual leaf. And moving on from that, I moved forward to shading more of the coat of the girl in the blue. So here's a fun fact about when I was drawing the girl in the blue. Initially I had her face kind of face towards the viewer, I guess, so you could see her face looking back at the girl in the pink, but I had to turn her face around and I just covered it up with curls because I was struggling with the face a lot, so I just had to adapt to that. And that's a really important part of art, is when something's not working, you have to adapt. I'm not sure if any of you noticed, but in the sketch her face was facing the girl in the pink, so if you didn't notice, that's good, but if you did, then that would be why she's now facing a different direction. I think it also makes more sense with the angle now, so I'm not mad that I had to make that change. Anyways, here I am now shading the girl in the pink's coat, and I think what I like about shading the color pink is that you can use purple and red hues, both of them, and when they mix together it creates this really nice shade for pink. Honestly, you can shade pink with a lot of colors, but I kind of like going for more analogous colors because I feel like it just fits better and makes the piece look better. But yeah, here I am kind of blending those colors out and trying to get a smooth color all the way across. I do think I ended up making her coat look a little multicolored, which wasn't really the intention I was going for. I think maybe I was just a little bit overpowering with the purple and I should have blended it in with the pink better, but hindsight's always 20/20s, and overall the piece turned out pretty good, so I'm not upset. And now here I am shading the ice and using this cool toned blue color to just kind of create that shadow, because I think when you're on the ice, I don't think the shadow is super strong, or at least I didn't want it to be super strong. And yeah, with the way that they're facing and everything and where I thought the light would be coming from in that piece, I didn't want the shadow to be super strong, so I just kind of shaded it and tried to make the ice look like a reflective surface, which is kind of hard with colored pencils sometimes because it doesn't always especially shading with white, it doesn't always make that kind of appearance, but that's okay. In this part, I just shaded the walls, nothing too complex, just blending the grades together. But anyways, if you notice this video is super sped up, that's because I wanted to get through all the colored pencils in this video so we can move on to a different project in the next video. I'm getting a little bit tired of making videos about this project, but yeah, I did enjoy making it, and I think it turned out pretty good, and yeah, you'll see at the end of the video how it turned out and everything, so yeah. To be honest, I spent an unreasonable amount of time on this wall because I'm a perfectionist, and that's probably the main thing about art that really is time consuming for me, is that I just really want everything I make to be perfect, which is insane because nothing you make will ever be perfect and you will always find something to criticize. But it's in that pursuit of perfection, I think, that a lot of great art is created. So that's why it's also important to be a perfectionist when you make art, even if it does end up frustrating you a lot. And if art didn't frustrate me a lot, I wouldn't care about it. It frustrates me because I care about it so much, and it's what my passion is what I want to do. Anyways, this is what it looked like at the end of that day of recording, and here's a closer up look. So on this day of recording, what happened here was, for some reason, there were weird white splotches where there was no color on that figure, in the reds. The coat, for some reason, just had these weird white splotches on it. I don't know what happened. Maybe it's because I don't know, it was on top of a different paper and some of the color rubbed off or something. Maybe it had something to do with the watercolor and the colored pencil blending together. But yeah, I just had to go back through with the red colored pencil and fix that up. Still not really sure why that happened, but that's okay. And then, sorry, my water ball's in the way in this clip, but here I'm coloring just a figure in the background that I added to make it look more realistic because, yeah, obviously when you go out in public, there's a lot of people around, and it's not just always, a focal point with you, the characters you want in the front. So it's important to represent all the kinds of different people that will be there in the background, just to make it look more realistic and, I guess, diverse. I wasn't too much of a perfectionist with this one, just because it's in the background, so you don't really need to add as much detail because it's not really a focal point of the piece. For some reason, I made her hair ginger. I'm not really sure why. Maybe I just thought because there was a lot of brown and black hair going on in the picture, and regardless, so just wanted to spice things up a little bit and, you know, keep it interesting. But yeah, I do think adding that hazy, blurry quality to, like, figures in the background kind of does make the piece look more realistic, because, like, obviously when you take a picture, like, if something's not in the foreground, it's out of focus a lot of the time, unless you have, like, a super detailed camera or something. But yeah, if it's farther away, then you don't really need to add as much detail, which is nice, because then you don't have to spend as much time on it. So yeah, I just finished that up before I was able to move on. And yeah, I just fixed up the tower and added more shadow and detail, just like trying to push the base of the tower back more and, like, really making it darker than the part of the tower, like, sticks out more. During this entire project, I honestly spent like a week longer on it than everybody else did, and my little sister, who sat next to me, just kept asking me when I'd finish and when I'd be done, because she thought, like, at every stage I was at, that it was just already done. And I was like, it might have seemed that way, but to me it wasn't, because there's just always so much you can add and build upon with art. Like, a lot of people, especially when they paint, like, it doesn't ever really feel done. It just feels like there's always, like, something you can change and add. And yeah, that is definitely true. So at a certain point, you just kind of have to, like, be satisfied with it, and yeah, just, like, make it the best you can within reason, within time restraints. And yeah, I honestly think I could have spent even another week on this piece, but at a certain point I did have to stop, and I did have to move on to another project, which you will see later. At this point in the process, I was honestly kind of dragging it out because I didn't know what else to do. I just had to do some finish up work, like the white on the fur coat, and as you can see, as I'm doing right here, the gloves. I think I had to also color in the ice skates later on. So yeah, we're wrapping up now, and we're almost done with this project, which I was very grateful for when I stopped, because my sister did give me a wake-up call. I really did need to, like, stop being such a perfectionist about it and just, you know, accept it how it was and turn it in. Not that I think it turned out bad or that I, like, settled or anything, but yeah, I definitely did need to stop working on it and just let it be how it is. Yeah, here I am packing up all my colored pencils, putting them away, keep the goldfish bag because art is my snack period, I fear. Yeah, here's how it basically looked at the end. Yeah, I might have spent like one more day working on it, I'm not sure, but all in all, this is a pretty accurate representation of what the final product looked like, and I was happy with it. And yeah, I turned it in. It is a finalist for the Honeywell art show, so we'll see what happens. I'll probably update you guys if I get news back. So yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.